Camera option. Show preference. Preview mode. Button. Ecom live program. Live 0. Live 0. 02. Button. Ecom live program. Close. Close. Ecom live 0. Live 0. 06. Interact live. Stop live 0. 09. Button. Ecom live program. You are current live 0. 12. Button. You are live 0. 15. Interact live. Live. Stop Ecom live program.
Accessibility ain't just for those with disabilities. Makes the world better for everyone, online as well as in person. Yeah, I'm a little out of sorts today, but I decided I was going to go live and test out a different live streaming option in Ecamm. I hope I'm saying that right, y'all. It's ECAM, but you can never tell when you depend on the screen reader. I am the host of the Accessibility Advantage, where I want to advocate for more inclusion of and accessibility for people with disabilities through emphasizing the many positive benefits. And you can find me at theaccessibilityadvantage.com. And so for those of you who don't know, I've been doing podcasts off and on since 2016, first with What's Your Excuse about overcoming adversity, then with Hearsay Shorts, a show on accessibility for AudioEye.com, and then the Accessibility Advantage, which you just heard about, and then bringing back What's Your Excuse. And my good friend and mentor Alex Sanfilippo, who owns podmatch.com, which is where I find most of the shows that I go on to promote myself or guests that I bring on my podcast, encouraged me to start doing my podcast more often and to do it live. And so this whole experience of moving from a mostly weekly podcast that's pre-recorded to a possibly daily podcast that's live has been an interesting challenge. And so along the way, I'm trying to find something that meets my 3 requirements for a live streaming option for myself as a disabled entrepreneur. And those are, first, it has to be accessible. And that means buttons have to be labeled, links have to be labeled, images have to have alternative text tags. When I press things using the spacebar or the enter key, they need to work, which means that the designers have to know that they can't depend on a mouse or mouse trigger buttons like clicking in order for somebody like me in order to use their product or service. So that's what I mean by accessible, that I can press the button to go live or to stop going live. Then easy to use means learning how to use it, configuring it, setting it up, connecting it with the platforms I want to connect it with, because as you know, most people go live to their website as well as to their social media platforms. So I want something that's easy to connect with LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. And then the third thing, it has to be affordable. And to me, affordable means somewhere between $15 and $45 a month, preferably with a free trial or with a decreased opening price to give me 60 to 90 days to find out how much I like something before I have to pay for it completely. So those are my 3 things. Now, I've been with Zoom for years and I love Zoom. However, in order to connect Zoom with LinkedIn, you have to have a lot more smarts than I do when it comes to managing technology. There's a thing called R as in Robert, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, P as in Paul, RTMP integration, which is the only way you can connect LinkedIn to most of the live streaming options, it's the only way you can connect LinkedIn to Zoom, which is where I'd like to be, because I know Zoom. Zoom is heavily keyboard function driven, perfect for a blind guy. And most everybody already knows how to use it, so I don't have to worry about guests who are unfamiliar with the platform. And it's affordable at $16 a month, but it's accessible, it's affordable, but it's not easy to use. That's why I tried other things. So I tried Riverside. Riverside isn't accessible or easy to use. It has a lot of unlabeled buttons and links, and ease to use as far as figuring out how to navigate what is labeled is a pain in the butt. And then when it comes to exporting your recorded content that maybe you recorded while you were on it, that ain't, and I understand Riverside may not be intended to be a live streaming platform, but I couldn't use it to pre-record either. So I am currently using StreamYard, and StreamYard has some accessibility issues. There's a lot of things they could do better, but the first couple of times I used it, I was able to use it. I was able to connect it with LinkedIn and my other social media platforms. I was able to schedule my conversation in advance so I could promote the live stream, and I was able to actually click go live at the time of the event. However, between the second time I used it and the third time I used it, somebody at StreamYard decided to update the go live button in pre-scheduled live sessions to where I can no longer click it on my computer. So since I can't press the go live button, that almost cost me my interview with Leanne Reiber of Second Skin Society. For those of you who haven't seen that interview, she was patient and I was resilient, and we decided to create a new stream from scratch on StreamYard. And when I did it from within StreamYard, instead of trying to connect to a previously scheduled stream from LinkedIn, the go live button did appear. But that's not the way it's supposed to work. I mean, the whole point of doing live, or one of the points of doing live, is scheduling it in advance so you can promote it, so you can get people to show up and interact and connect with you and build some loyalty with your community. So that part was definitely not functional. And I'm hoping that they fix what they broke. I like to talk often about how accessibility is fragile, and it's a process. So you're constantly working on improving it. You also have to be constantly vigilant that you're not breaking it. So I hope StreamYard will fix that. I don't know if they will or not, but in the meantime, I got to move on. So today I'm trying Ecamm. I found it relatively easy as far as setting up. I had to install an app, but it's a Mac-based app, so at least it plays pretty nicely with my screen reader. As far as going live, though, there's some confusing stuff in there where it's hard to tell what button to press and when to press it. So I was pressing it multiple times to go live, and to be quite honest with you, right this minute, I'm not even sure I'm live. I'm just assuming that I'm live, because it was just as difficult to try to land on the button to end the live. So we'll find out here in a little bit whether I'm live or not. Connecting the stream to LinkedIn was a little more challenging than StreamYard, but not bad. I haven't tried connecting my other accounts because understandably you have to have a paid account to stream to more than one account. So that's something I'll hopefully try out in the future. As far as what happens when you're through recording, whether this gets where it's supposed to go, whether it records like to my computer like it's supposed to, whether the video and the audio is something I can share beyond LinkedIn, we'll find that out when I'm through. As far as price, I'm still waiting to hear back from them about this, because it says on their website that all fees are annual. And while $32 a month is not bad, $32 a month that I have to pay 12 months for in advance is out of my price range, or at least out of my price range right this minute. And y'all know, I will be honest with you, even if it doesn't necessarily make me look good, but I'm not the only podcaster, live streamer, etc., who's still trying to grow his brand and his business to the point that it's financially sustainable, that he can afford to pay for a year's worth of something in advance like that, even if there is a discount. So price I'm not happy with. It's a little confusing to go live. The setup wasn't bad compared, but I mean, that actually just shows what I'm talking about, because I've gotten so used to none of these apps being truly inclusive or accessible that I think I've kind of lowered my standards, and I got to fix it. I got to readjust my standards back up to full accessibility, full inclusion, full ease of use, because it's not just because it will help Macs, but it's because it will help all y'all other users out there who are trying to go live while you're trying to run a business, manage your family, take care of your personal well-being and all the other stuff that we're doing. So I'm going to try OneStream. So far, it looks like their website is a lot more complicated, plus they depend on RTMP to connect, integrate with your Facebook accounts. You can integrate with a lot more accounts, but I don't know about you, I generally only use like the 3 or 4 that I'm on: LinkedIn, Facebook, sometimes Instagram, occasionally Twitter, sometimes my Facebook page. So I don't really need 47 options. Some of y'all may, but I don't, because I have enough fun just managing the 4 or 5 accounts that I'm on most of the time. So I'm not sure about OneStream. I know that their website has a lot more content on it than I would like. It's overwhelming, challenging to figure out, even when you click on just the stuff for podcasters. But I will find out, and I will let you know. But so far, Zoom is accessible, affordable, and easy to use, except for live streaming and connecting to LinkedIn. StreamYard is mostly accessible, mostly easy to use, and affordable. But if they're not going to fix the Go Live button, I'm kind of stuck, because that's like the most important thing about going live. Ecamm, again, it's about going live. Can I be confident and comfortable that when it's time for me to go live, I can press the button and know for sure I'm on, and when it's time to end, that I can know for sure I'm off. And then OneStream, not sure about. Haven't tried Restream. I'm open to trying other streaming options. I'm also really hoping that one of y'all companies will want to partner with me to make sure that your service is the only accessible live streaming app on the internet, and that we can then promote it, because the accessibility not only means it's easy to use for people with disabilities, but it means it's going to be easy to use for all people who don't have disabilities, which is what I sing about at the beginning and the end of this podcast, because it's the truth. So y'all won't hear me rant too often. I'm a little wound up today because it seems like nothing I try with this live streaming works as smoothly as it's supposed to. But y'all know me. I can't quit. I don't know how to give up. I'm going to keep trying, and I'll let you know about my future efforts. Would love to hear back from you, assuming you're hearing me in the first place. And if nothing else, I'll grab the recording of this off of Ecamm and post it to my YouTube and social media accounts. I appreciate your time. I hope that this has benefited you in some way. You can find me at theaccessibilityadvantage.com. That's where you find the podcast. You can reach out to me if you want to hire me as your writer, your speaker, your podcaster, or your consultant to make sure your products, services, and content aren't aggravating people like these things are aggravating me. So, theaccessibilityadvantage.com. Thank you. Hope you'll join me next time. Disabled people, we tell our friends and share to our social sites. Don't think about how hard it is. Just focus on those $signs. 'Cause accessibility ain't just for those with disabilities. Makes the world better for everyone, online as well as in person.
Live 13, 30, Ecamm Live program, close, button. Ecamm Live 13, Live 13, Live 13, interact, Live 13, 44. Interact, stop it, Live 13, Ecamm Live program. You are Live 13, interact with, Live. You are current, item chooser menu, 3 items, 1 item, close, button, close button. Live 13, 13, 57. 50, 13, Live. Stop Ecamm Live program. Live 14, 02, button. You, Live 14, 05. Live 14, Ecamm Live program. Into Ecamm Live program. Leaving Ecamm Live program. Entering Ecamm Live finish button. You are publish button. Back to live mode button. Publish button. You actions menu. Publish button. Finish button. Publish button. Finish button. Publish button. Finish button. End broadcast. End broadcast button.